It's all over your timeline, just like mine. OpenClaw, 200,000 stars on GitHub's, agents getting their own phone number and calling their owners or founders, people making flights and reservations and seemingly running their whole business on OpenClaw. And I've used it a lot. I've put in hundreds of hours and millions of tokens. And I've watched all the videos talking about how they're actually using it for real business purposes. And I had to sit back and wonder, because I have a lot of folks asking me, like, hey, how are you actually using OpenClaw versus something like Claude Code? And the answer is nuanced. And it's like, hey, this is a point in time, and we're entering a whole new point in time, I think, in the future with independent AI agents. But as of today, February 2026, I want to give you my honest assessment of where we are with the actual usefulness and productivity of OpenClaw versus Claude Code. And the results might surprise you, and they did me. So we have 8 different areas that we're going to grade OpenClaw versus Claude Code to see who comes out on top for actual business people running real businesses that make real money and have real customers, right? We're not selling info products. We're not some YouTube influencer here. We're talking about real businesses and the tools you need to get and stay ahead in the AI era. And hey, if we haven't met before, I'm Craig Hewitt on the channel here. All we talk about is AI, how you can use it to get yourself and your business further ahead. In this video, we're going to be comparing probably the 2 most popular AI tools of the day, OpenClaw and Claude Code, right? So if you've been living in a submarine or something, you might not have heard of OpenClaw. It's an autonomous AI agent that lives on something like a Mac Mini, which is where mine lives. Her name is Janet. Claude Code is a terminal-based application that is super powerful. Both of them are super powerful. You can literally do anything from product development to coding to analytics to marketing and sales and ops on both, really. So the use cases should be kind of similar. But the first place we're going to dive into is ease of setup. And probably no surprise here, Claude Code, really simple. 1 line command and you're up and running. You are doing both of these really in the terminal. So the terminal is that kind of super scary place on your computer that has stuff that you think you probably could break. It's okay though, you probably won't break it. Claude Code, 1 line in the terminal, and then you just type in Claude and it's up and running. And you talk to it just like a human and it does amazing things all the way from product development, analytics, sales, marketing, organizations, right? OpenClaw, on the other hand, needs something like Janet's Mac Mini, or a VPS, a virtual private server, like a DigitalOcean Droplet or a Hetzner server or an EC2 instance to run. So Claude Code runs on your machine. OpenClaw needs to run on a separate machine because it's kind of dangerous and not secure. So I give OpenClaw a 4 out of 10 on ease of use and ease of maintainability. I would give it even worse probably because it breaks a lot, unfortunately. Fair point, it's only 3 months old. So it's an amazing kind of rocket ship of a project. But for those of us running real businesses and using it for real applications, I would just say be careful how much stock you put in this to be your daily driver as of today. Okay, and so accessibility. So how easy is it for us to use these tools? And this one kind of surprised me when I really thought about it. I give Claude Code about a 5 out of 10. So it runs in the terminal. So it's an application on your computer. You could set it up to run on your phone. I have a way that I can set up to run Claude Code instances on my phone. It's pretty complicated. I'll leave a link to a tweet I had about this in the description below if you want to check it out. It involves some SSH keys and things like that. But really, the way I look at this is like Claude Code is meant to be used working at your computer. And like that's how I work most of the time. So that's cool. It's pretty rare I'm like sitting on the couch and want to vibe code an app or add a feature or fix a bug in my product. I work when I work and I don't work and I hang out with my family when I'm away from work. But I have to say the accessibility, the ease of use and ease of connectivity of OpenClaw is amazing. So I run mine both on Telegram and on Slack. So it's a box that's sitting right over there on a server, essentially, in my office. And I can talk to it on Telegram or on Slack. You can talk to it on Discord or WhatsApp or iMessage. You can build a whole interactive kind of Trello-esque boards to talk to your agent or agents. There's a lot of ways you can interact with it. And I really think this is where OpenClaw has taken the concept of an AI agent, because these are really both AI agent or agentic platforms, and taken it the next step because they've made it accessible for everyone, not just for developers or highly technical marketers, but really anyone who can send a text message can use OpenClaw. And that's really where the mass adoption has driven. And this is where things are going, but more on that later. Okay, so what about like actual performance? This was pretty close, and I was kind of surprised because OpenClaw actually does get a lot of really amazing things done, but kind of in a different way. I think if you're looking at like doing product development or developing really intense, big, robust marketing tasks, I would want to go with Claude Code, because it's not just a one shot like, hey, write me an email sequence from my company. That's just not what I would do with Claude Code. I would want to give it a bunch of context and seed a bunch of files and give it a bunch of examples. It's a more involved process, and I kind of want it to be. With OpenClaw, it might just be, hey, take a look at this tweet and write me an email about this. Or draw me a pretty picture every morning, or book me a flight to Paris with my family this summer, right? So you can see kind of the use cases and real tasks that you would use it for. I did a whole video about this. I'll link it in the description below, or you can just search for it on the channel. OpenClaw definitely is a personal assistant, again, as of today. And I'll talk about where I think this is all going in just a minute. But I think as of today, and again, like I've watched all the videos. I go to the gym and I just watch YouTube or listen to YouTube all about this stuff all day, every day. Not all day, every day, right? So I'm using it and I'm as plugged in as you can be. And I don't see anyone doing massive real work with OpenClaw. And if you are that person and I'm wrong, drop a comment in below. I'd love to be proven wrong. I'm looking for more ways to use OpenClaw actively in my business, because I do think this kind of 24/7 always on agent is the future. Okay, what about security? Not surprising here, right? OpenClaw, massive security risk if you don't configure it right. There's some pretty simple things you can do to lock it down. The reason I run mine on my Mac Mini is that's more secure than a DigitalOcean droplet or a server out on the internet that a bunch of people can access to. It's also on a residential IP address, so the usefulness of this is probably a little higher than coming from a DigitalOcean IP address. It does have access by design, right? This is not a slam on it. By design, it has access to everything on that machine. And that's why you don't install it on your main computer, because like literally it could just delete everything if it decides to. Again, that's by design, but it is a security risk. Claude Code, on the other hand, sandboxed generally to a folder that you're working in. You have to explicitly give it access to other things. And Codex, if you're doing kind of heavy product development, very similar, very much kind of lives in its own box and has to ask you for permission to do things elsewhere. Okay, what about like access and reach? Not surprisingly here, this is the big one. And this is the big one for me, and again, kind of where I think things are going. OpenClaw, 24/7, always on, sits there, never dies. Text it 2 o'clock in the morning, it goes and does stuff. You can set it to automatically do things like a cron, like a scheduled job. Or you can just say like, hey, go do this thing, please. And I'm on my phone, and bring it back to me and put it in a folder on my computer. And when I get there, I'll review it. Claude Code, on the other hand, like you have to be sitting at your computer, again, for like 90% of people and use cases. If you want to bridge between these two, I would actually check out Manus, manus.im, acquired by Facebook or Meta a couple months ago, is kind of the agentic solution I go to when I'm on the go, because it has kind of perfect portability between web and mobile. So it's running in the browser all the time, whereas Claude Code and OpenClaw running on servers in the command line in the terminal. So that's kind of the spectrum, I guess, of always on and accessibility and continuity between platforms. Cost is the big one, right? I was talking to my Claude Code earlier today about costs in my business. And it's like, hey, what are you spending all this money on AI stuff for? And I was like, well, hey, like it makes me like 5 times more productive. So I think pretty much anything I spend money on AI is worth it. But cost is definitely something we have to think about, especially if we consider the trajectory of spend that probably all of us have will just continue to go up over time. So Claude Code, maxes out for most normal humans at $200 a month. It's kind of the most you can spend. I use it a lot, and I can't max out a $200 a month plan almost any time. So that's like a lot of usefulness that I can get out of Claude Code for a reasonable fixed price. OpenClaw is kind of to be determined. So OpenClaw was acquired by OpenAI 2 weeks ago now, I think. And OpenAI has come out and said you can use your ChatGPT plan to run OpenClaw. Not surprising. They want a whole bunch of people coming in and using this thing because they'll monetize this open source platform in a kind of more structured way in the future. Smart move by OpenAI, possibly a fumble, right, by Anthropic to not acquire this tool. But so using your ChatGPT plan with OpenClaw is cool. It's not the best model. So as of today, GPT 5.3 Codex is kind of the model. It's not my absolute favorite model. I'd rather use Opus 4.6, but you cannot use your Anthropic subscription plan with OpenClaw. So you got to use tokens. And previous to this kind of announcement by OpenAI, you had to use kind of API-based tokens. And that got super expensive. So this one's not like a slam dunk one way or the other. I think it used to be, and it's coming back more towards equilibrium, something to be aware of as you increase your usefulness and usage of OpenClaw is like, hey, how can I get on some kind of predictable cost setup here, possibly using ChatGPT 5.3 Codex and your Codex kind of subscription plan, which for me is only $20 a month. Okay, what about ROI? This just is time, I think, as much as anything. I've used Claude Code since it came out about a year ago, 8 months ago, maybe. It's incredible, right? I've done so many amazing things with this, including like building entire products, moving my website, generating tons of marketing assets, and really just moving myself and my business forward a lot. The ROI here is just very obvious. And so like, how can I give this anything but like a 9 or 10? So like, it's just an amazing tool. OpenClaw, on the other hand, has only been around for 3 months, and it's hard to set up, and it breaks a lot, and it takes a lot to set it up and maintain it and to get it tuned exactly like you want it, and all your agents having access to the right tools and stuff. So the stuff you see on YouTube where it's doing all this amazing stuff is not reality for most folks, I'll just tell you. And I feel like I'm pretty advanced with how I use my OpenClaw, and it's nowhere near as powerful as Claude Code is for me today in actually doing things for my business. And so what about the future? I think that the thing that we have proven, or I've kind of proven to myself, is OpenClaw has kind of shown the future. They've shown the direction of where all this is going, that always on, 24/7, proactive AI agent is what's going to happen. I do think Anthropic will develop their own version of this, and it will be on their platform, super secure. It'll be available and ready for the enterprise, which is where you see, they're going anyhow. OpenClaw and really ChatGPT in general is more of a consumer product, I think. Anthropic and Claude Code, Claude Cowork, meant for businesses. And so they're going to build an agent platform like OpenClaw for businesses. But no doubt, Peter Steinberger and OpenClaw have proven to us that, hey, we need this always on 24/7 proactive, super responsive, available via Telegram or WhatsApp or Slack on my phone kind of agent. And huge kudos to him. I mean, solo guy, open source, knocking it out of the park, probably got acquired for $1 billion. Amazing story. It's absolutely the future. Claude Code is an amazing tool. And 2 months ago, I would have told you something like this is the future. We just keep stair-stepping our way towards what is eventually going to be the new reality for us all. Okay, and so the verdict here, you would have seen the kind of running tally along is pretty close, actually. 62 points to 52 points. So ease of setup, Claude Code gets a 9, OpenClaw gets a 4. Accessibility, Claude Code gets a 5, OpenClaw gets a 9. Always on, just text it, right? Performance, Claude Code gets an 8, OpenClaw gets a 7. Security, Claude Code gets a 9, OpenClaw gets a 3. This is really the biggest difference here. Reach, Claude Code gets a 5, OpenClaw gets a 9. Cost, Claude Code gets an 8, and OpenClaw gets a 5, but this one's changing quickly, and it might just be the other way around here soon if OpenAI makes it basically free for everyone, which I think they might. ROI, Claude Code has just proven to me more times that it's really useful, so it gets a 9. OpenClaw, I'm just not finding massively impactful use cases for it yet, outside of kind of trivial things, honestly. And then like the future, they're both amazing, but a slight nod to OpenClaw here. And so, where OpenClaw wins, accessibility, reach, the future. And that's really significant. Where Claude Code wins for today, ease of setup, security, and ROI. And so what does this mean for you? What do you take away from this and go do in your business? And to me, the answer is both. You need to be aware of both of these technologies. You need to be using Claude Code and Codex to do real work on your business right now. And you need to be playing around with OpenClaw. So you're sitting there on the couch watching a basketball game, fire up your OpenClaw and start playing around with it, improve its memory, give it access to some more tools, have it do maybe one extra little thing a day. And in a month, you might be at a really different spot with your setup. But you'll spend a lot of time futzing around with it, figuring out why it forgets stuff, broken updates, all this kind of stuff. It reminds me a lot of WordPress back in the day. The analogy I've heard is it's like Raspberry Pi. I'm not that much of an engineer, but it reminds me a lot of WordPress, where it's like super powerful, infinitely flexible, but kind of brittle and can break and has security issues, as opposed to, like, to continue the WordPress analogy, as opposed to something like Framer or Webflow, right? Locked down, really confined, can only do a certain number of things. And like each has their place, I think, in the world. And I think that's where I arrive really is OpenClaw has its place, Claude Code has its place. It's just up to you to figure out kind of where that balance is, but it's absolutely a balance. Don't think, oh my gosh, Claude Code is like the story of yesterday and OpenClaw is the future. Like, as of today, that's not the case for me and most all people that I see. So I would just say, like, have both, keep your toes in the water of both pools, if you will. Because the 24/7 always on proactive AI agent that is relatively autonomous is 100% where we're going. And you need to be ready for that reality. But as business people, like, the reality is coming quick. And sometimes we're just not quite sure, like, hey, how do I get myself and my team and my business ready for this? And this is where we do help businesses out at Agent Prime. So you can go to agentprime.io. There'll be a link in the description below. If you and your business need help setting up AI systems, especially around sales, marketing, go-to-market, RevOps kind of strategies and implementations, we do that for a select few companies to take you from where you are today to where you want to be with AI and the future of technology.